Uh, G'day everyone, Firestorm here, bringing you a match between Overwatch V2 and the one and only Ivan. Both playing as Dynasty. First map is Altitudes. I believe we're only Altitude. Sorry, believe we're only playing a best of three currently with the time zones. We have the blue Overwatch on the left-hand side and the red for Ivan. I'll take anything. I think watching these kind of players is any games getting up there for people to have a little look at is just good to have about. So why not? While we're all waiting on the next patch, we may as well do what we can together. Go from there. So probably going to see it quite identical to get started, but we'll see where they're going to send the NGs and the scouts to. For any TPC harass or not. Looks like Ivan is going to send her a couple of Din Guards to harass early TPCs. It's going to get at least seen by one of the Din Guards, and the other one's flanking up and around, maybe to the high ground. Still going to take a little bit of effort to be able to kill the engineer, unless he does have both of them shooting, which is now going to be probably suspected from Overwatch, but we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, the back TPCs look like they have engineers getting their butts on to get the captures as well. I'm going to make it a little bit trickier with the guard and the Overwatch. Funny, the Overwatch Din Guard from Ivan. Did not mean for that pun. A scout coming in to see what Ivan is up to. Let's have a look. Currently, we're sitting on one factory, one rig, and sending out a sort of a small strike force in the Havocs, hitting the rig wheels. They do take quite a while to respawn, so might get a little bit of value there with his own units now coming out as well. Just got his second rig out now, so we'll see how if that eco hit is of any benefit early. Do have the second wall factory out earlier for Overwatch, and then the second one just coming out for Ivan now. Might be able to sit and cause some harassment. It is chased by another Havoc up. Only needs to find another hit. Din Guard might claim the kill too, or it may be able to sneak away with its 14 HP. So even a wet noodle's able to hit that one down in a couple of shots. I refer to Dynasty Guards as wet noodles with their damage that they do early in the game before any kind of Doctrine, Help, Inspire. They are pretty weak, but in mass numbers they can do the job. Overwatch sending out a couple of Havocs as well to harass the back TPC. We've got one Doctrine coming out, and that's the infantry one down the middle for Ivan. And both happy to start bringing out their Actually, Ivan's up on one extra war factory as well, so maybe an extra bit of production coming out. He's also up 7 rigs to 5 as well. Pillager, here they are. No, I missed that. Yeah, Overwatch has spent a lot of his money on more production buildings. We'll be able to start pumping out those rigs just as quick now as well. Bureau coming out. We'll see what kind of specialists pop out. Both populations are currently at the same. Using that damaged Havoc to do a little bit of a scout. I'll be able to see what's going on up front before the rest of the force comes through. Looks like we just had a call the guard and a line officer pop from Ivan as well with that population jump. Radar is out for Overwatch. No Bastion just started yet. We'll be able to produce some bore tanks if that's the way he's thinking. Preemptive. Flame tower might be best shooting back down towards the infantry. There it goes. Going to have the med bay, but that flame tower, if it can stay up, would get a little bit of work done, but doesn't actually get onto the infantry. No more pillagers coming through to push out the inspired troops either. Does focus that. Yep. Maybe these Havocs will get some damage on. He's going down. So it's going to sort of be streaming in with only a couple of units at a time now. Ivan's going to have a little bit more advantage with an army that is all together. Still going to have the line officer in there to re-inspire, probably able to poke everything down bit by bit. 3 idle rigs up top is not going to help, especially when not having much money coming through. And I think that might seal it up once these couple of units are cleaned up and that MCV goes down. It's not able to get enough damage on coming in bit by bit, but also trying to stop as much damage as can, getting the picks where it can. Is that 13 HP Havoc? That might have been sitting there. Might get a good little explosive hit here. Mostly just getting his own unit. Havocs are quite low HP. Hitting that radar down, that's going to stop any kind of MCV coming out in time perhaps. And I think that should be pretty close to it. Reinforcements on the way with the Havocs. Overwatch with the extra rigs, but doesn't look like the production of production is going to be quite enough to recover in time. Another call the guard by the looks of it as well has boosted up that army, still hammering down production buildings, going to only be able to produce the tier 1 units. Not sure how not sure how he's going to be able to get back into this one. Especially at 3, we've got 3 operatives out as well, so they're going to do some big damage from behind the scenes. And GG called by Overwatch, and Ivan will go up 1 game to love. We'll fix up that score and be right back with game number 2. Just loading in game number 2. If I don't have any connection issues with this particular game. There we go. Okay, map is Road to Ruin. Bottom left we have the blue Overwatch playing as the Dynasty versus Ivan in the red, also playing as Dynasty. I am going to take a guess that this map was picked by Overwatch. However, I think Ivan would be just as happy as that with this map pick as well. Just to clarify, this was Ivan's suggestion to go to this map. Not necessarily picking loser's pick, just picking some maps to play some games on. So Overwatch has taken the early TPC to keep the production coming out a little bit quicker. Probably going to see a pillager coming out of both factories pretty quickly to try and clear and deny the engineers. I know we got the extra rig coming out, so going more eco and not being so aggressive at the TPCs. Seeing those rocket troopers may prompt Overwatch to be a little bit more mindful of a pending attack coming down to the base. We have a bureau coming out for Overwatch as well, so might be able to just muster up enough quick defense or get an operative to help kill these off. We'll see which route he does, if he's going to save for call the guard or try and get an operative with the pretty much all in one rig strategy coming right now. The operative is the play, so we'll be able to do some good damage to the pillager at least, but the rockets are in range of the barracks, so that's going to be quite painful to deal with. Not having it, we've got a pillager now that might be able to get in and clear it off with that flame tower. That's going to be some good damage coming on. I think that was a good hold by Overwatch. We've got the extra pillager rig just coming out now for Ivan, but the bureau advantage early might be able to get a little bit of damage done. Both TPCs were captured by Ivan as well, so that's going to give a little bit of eco, and he's also responded with a bureau of his own. And got a line officer each. And Ivan's actually crept up to 2 extra rigs in that behind the scenes, but that line officer getting some big damage onto one shot and the machinist. Will the line officer be able to? Which line officer will get the hit in? And call the guard has been popped. Ivan is replenishing his rigs really well. He got back up to 5, and now it's actually Overwatch is that sort of producing onto rig, but that eco might just be enough to keep producing enough to a hold. Or also sniping the line officer with the other line officer. They just do insane damage. So might be quite enough. If we get a quick kill onto that flame tower, might be able to get some production damage in. Be good if he could back a radar up. It probably just doesn't have the funds behind it to try and get a healing aura down in the right spot. Not sure Havoc's going to have enough damage. Very good flame tower, getting a lot of damage done. Clearing out that bunker, sort of in a reverse style to what Overwatch done to him. And an extra pillager will come in as well, get a good explosive damage. Now I think the eco advantage with those extra rigs coming out is going to really start paying dividends. Retaliation not too bad, but not getting enough of the damage done onto the production units to break through and like sort of seal the deal. So now it's going to turn into a little bit more of a macro game, but I think the damage this game is more in favor of Ivan currently with the extra rigs out on the field. Both players with their logistics on, so and Call the Guard coming out as well. Massive population lead with 2 line officers to 1 in favor of Ivan as well. Edgy coming in to recap the 2 TPCs as well. And Call the Guard is coming out as well, but still a little bit behind on production. Oh, actually might be able to get this NG in time. Yes, it does. So one little extra victory just there was paid off alright. Matchsticks coming out, so we've got an airfield out as well. A matchstick's going to could do some big work if the units stay fairly clumped. Salvage van coming out to keep things healthy. 2 matchsticks if they done a couple of shots onto these front lines is going to knock these infantry out quite quickly. Which is what they got to do with the good operative silence onto the matchsticks for now. Still got a decent hit on her as well. Just making sure the guns are working, I'm guessing. Not the best when you're a little bit broke and also having to repair. Matchsticks doing some rig harassment as well. Ivan almost double population. In fact, it's over and both running with 2 line officers and an operative each. Recount 9-4, so I know we'd only just lost 1 rig just over here, but it's been up on rigs since the pushback from Overwatch, so the production is just probably paying its dividends now in the population count and army composition. That amount of matchsticks as well is going to perhaps find some good pickoffs. There's some upgrades coming in. Radar jammer, we've got Bastion out as well. Having to get a sell-off in time. No. Be able to perhaps run back with the Havocs and kill the back rigs as well. So just controlling that battlefield quite well. Not bad damage coming in from Overwatch as well, but we have MLRs, the salvage vans out as well. Matchsticks coming in force. Tempest missile getting dropped. Yeah, just too much population to hold that one back. Coming in from a non-frontal angle as well, and GG to Ivan. It does take this series to 2 games. I will be back if they're playing more, or I will let you know if they have finished up and wrap it up. We'll see what happens in just a sec. Okay, so the score is 2 to love, but they are going to play an extra game on the map Tropical Logging for an extra match. Happy to see more matches in play. In the bottom left, we've got the blue Overwatch versus the red Cyborg Ivan, both playing as Dynasty. A little bit bigger map than what we've just been having, so might get a little bit more of a stretch happening for both players. Can see both packing up their MCVs pretty much at the same time as well. Looks like Ivan's going to go for the central larger patch, and it looks like Overwatch is going to go back to the traditional or old style patch just straight up north and then transition down the hill. Do see another early Havoc coming out. Perhaps being able to find a bit of a RAS or a bit of a sniper while everyone's moving out to grab their... Oh, I'm not sure. I think this Engie's going down as well. Not going to be able to get to a bunker in time. Did realise to send back the other one in time, however. Both players sitting on 3 rigs each. Overwatch with a high population but is down on the TPC. Still has an engineer alive that's got to wait for his timey to get in and get a cap on. He wanted the mercenary camp and the oil, so going to have to come back for that one later. Overwatch is sending up a strike force up to the northern TPC. Doesn't look like there's going to be anything in play, so might be able to find out if Ivan has gone for the mercenary camp and or at least get the TPC kill. Logistics plan on for both players. Okay, so he's grabbed that northern TPC kill. Now what does he do? He's going to head to base, maybe pick off these low HPs, but Ivan has left him at a decent HP amount. Has left a little defensive force, expecting that it could be a sweep across the top, just to have something available. Ivan grabbing the mercenary camp and able to call the militia from the mercenary camp, drop a turret, getting some decent kills and pushing that back, dropping a bureau straight on after. Be able to get a barracks down pretty quick and produce some extra operatives, perhaps from down to bottom, call the guard and have an extra push go down to harass the bottom base. Overwatch deciding to come in and pick off a rig and get out of dodge. Population well in favour of Ivan. Doctrines are in front of Ivan. Rigs are the same, so not a bad split there from Overwatch. I reckon he came out slightly ahead in that small exchange. But we do have that southern force coming down the bottom. That's going to be really annoying. No barracks. Yes, the barracks has popped out, and we have operative. We've got 2 operatives out for Ivan. Overwatch doing a split. Might come in, do a little bit of a poke to let this particular Havoc force, not bringing that back down. Oh, not quite the best angle. Pillagers getting some decent work done there from Overwatch. And of course the igniter that comes out after. I think the pillagers were quite handy, but then we have that extra force that's down that has cleared off a couple of the bottom production line while that fight was happening as well, including where the operatives are, so really clearing off and taking Overwatch down to 4 rigs. Still has a little bit of harass units coming in trying to even up that rig count. The matchsticks are also out. And actually responded with his own rig harass. Still got a couple that he can still pick off as well, but they are sort of fighting him and sort of wanting to come back as well. Oh, might have been chasing that rig. Board tank's going to do some solid damage onto those Havocs. I'm going to clear a lot of those up. Focus down another rig, so we've gone 4 rigs to 7. Ivan going down the middle tree, so we're going to have the infantry and veterancy going in favour of Ivan. Time to start transferring the rigs. The patches are going to be a little bit drier. Another idle rig up top, so he's only been sitting on 3, not could be for a while. And yeah, a couple of bad skirmishes here and there has seen that the population has, yeah, it changed quite a fair bit during that. The credits gain was, and the rigs, both players still doing good harass, going up around with splitting their forces. GG to Ivan on that game as well, taking 3 games over Overwatch. Okay, so 3 games going to Ivan. Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed seeing some Dynasty on Dynasty action with 2 very good players. Always good just to have more content out there for this game and to be able to, you know, see what people are doing in their strategies and come up with your own to, you know, when you match them in ladder or you match them in a custom, bit more information. It's good to keep an eye on it. Anyway, Firestorm out. We're looking forward to bringing you the next video, which behind the scenes is going to be happening right after this. Haha. See you all.